I suggest you to look at Bitcoin right now because we have reached our decision point, the execution point that we mentioned about on Bitcoin a few days ago. So basically I was talking about that Bitcoin, if it dives under this and respects this resistance of this range resistance line, then upon the switch of the weekly candle, we are going to retest it, and if we successfully get rejected from it, then definitely we are going first of all to recover the low, to get first of all to the first trend line that we have here to recover all this inefficiency. Let's get back to the chart, and this is the first inefficiency that we got that we will recover sooner or later, and it is right upon the level that we marked here before, that drags up to this trend line, first one, and we have the second, the final one, that in my opinion, and then we have also some inefficiency untraded area here to recover in the future, but that doesn't mean that we are going to recover it immediately. There is a high possibility then that we start with this first and we will come for the second one after later. It will depend on how we are going to hold this first trend line. So, but first of all, we need to find out whether we get that rejection, and for that we have to switch to the 4-hour time frame. And look what we have here. We have our indicators, and what do they say us? That we were running in an upside and the month lasting upside movement, and as long as we started to chop and losing this Kijun 4-hour time frame Kijun support, and we started to become more cautious, and we were preparing probably for some correction, and we received some correction from that time, and now we started to play with this super trend uncertainties, because the super trend here on 4-hour time frame couldn't decide which direction to choose here, and we are approaching that moment right now. So definitely we broke here, we went down under the Kijun, and it has become our resistance at the moment, and additionally we now under the super trend, so we broke the super trend support on 4-hour time frame, and now we are retesting its resistance. If at this level we are retesting it and get rejected back, and we are closing with some kind of engulfing candle, or simply we are closing under it, under the super trend and Kijun with the 4-hour daily candle, then we are definitely going for the retest of this first trend line that we have, local one, and the fulfillment of this untraded area to trade it through. So we have to be prepared. Of course, there is a clear invalidation here. If this is for those who are already in the position, we can actually to confirm that we are going higher, we need to break it to the upside, secure it, hold it, and then we are going to the upper. And but for now I think the first scenario is more likely in my opinion, but that can change in any minutes. We have to follow it, but for now it looks like the first scenario is going to play out here. We'll see how the daily is going to open, the new daily is going to open, and how it is going to behave. It can have some kind of tries to have a push to the upside, and if we dive under, then it is a great opportunity to start shorting. And what are my fundamental thoughts about why we are going holding this price action in this way? So first of all, I already mentioned it in the previous videos, that we have a strong resistance, the 200 moving average that we held for the whole year already. As resistance, we got resistance right here of the 200 moving average, and it is now somewhere right here. We already tried to approach it, and each time we started to get the rejection and sliding back down. So what does that mean? That means that these levels are protected first, and the second, there is no buying liquidity above them. So usually, in order to receive, it doesn't mean we are not going to break that 200 moving average. Let's turn it on and look at it. Yes, we have on the daily, we have forming the golden cross that everybody is talking about right now. So there is the possibility that the two scenarios here. We have, and this line, this box represents the weekly, as you can see, the weekly cross that we have, and I don't even see the opportunity at this moment that we won't be able to cross it as the death cross at this moment. So I don't know, the situation is kind of very shaky at this moment, and we are approaching so closely here. So if first of all we retested it, we approached it, we didn't find the liquidity for breaking it, securing and going further, and usually it is logical. We couldn't break it before and got the reaction, and we are approaching it, but this spot is more important at this point. So usually, in my opinion, in order to break such a strong resistance level and to have some fuel to break it, we need to find that buying liquidity above this pink box, about this strong resistance level. What do we need to do when we cannot find liquidity at these levels first? What the market does, the market does in the opposite direction, usually in the opposite direction. Why? In search of liquidity. Where this liquidity is, because we were running up, we left a lot of inefficiencies without liquidity. So we are going for the retest. First one is this, recovering this untraded area and finding the liquidity. If we find liquidity here, then definitely, if at that point when we come to this trend line, this golden cross, this 200 moving average is going to be somewhere like here. We will find it as support, we will feel that support, then we will gain the buying liquidity here, and we will confirm strength, and then we will have the strength to send this through the price through this significant resistance level. And then after that, then at this point we will have a lot of buying liquidity here already, the one that we didn't have here. This is why, because the price goes from liquidity to liquidity. If we can find it here, we have the selling pressure here, we need to relegate to the lower levels to find the liquidity there. And if we find it here, then definitely we go for the break of this resistance, or at least for a full retest of it and getting smashed significantly back under it. If we do not find that liquidity at the second time. But if we do not feel that power, then of course, if we have still feel that weakness, then of course we will lose this trend line, and we will go to the final one where I think we are going to find some confidence, because we will already be having a lot more support right there and a lot of buying orders defending their positions, in my opinion here. So basically this is what you have to keep in mind. So locally you need to look at these 4-hour time frames. 4-hour time frames enable super trend and Kijun shift. We have this resistance, final resistance here, 23,587. So basically we see retest here and we are going under, closing with some bearish candle, red candle, then definitely we confirmed that on the 4-hour time frame we changed the trend into a bearish one until we retest lower these lines. It is local scenario. Good luck, guys.